like now that normally like we visit our friends that are like in New York or Florida or whatever, but like this year they're the ones visiting us, and they've like we've had a few people.
Okay. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, flex that body, do the work. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, flex that body, do the work. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, flex that body, do the work. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, do the work. Yeah. Flex that body, do the work. Yeah. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Flex that body, do the work. Flex that body, do the work. Okay. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, flex that body, do the work. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, flex that body, do the work. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, flex that body, do the work. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, flex that body, do the work. Yeah. Do the work. Yeah. Do the work. Flex that body, do the work. Flex that body, do the work. Flex that body, do the work. Yeah. Thumping, jiving, vibing. Flex that body, do the work. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, flex that body, do the work. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving. Okay. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing, flex that body, do the work. Grinding, flex that body, do the work. Thumping, jiving, vibing.
Yo. Check. Can they hear us?
Yep, we're good to go.
We are good to go.
We're live.
What up, guys? Thanks for joining us. It's your boys, Arnold and Lane. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Couple things. This past week, or actually a couple weeks ago, we released the Juke EP, the Walk With Me EP on Elastic Rhythms, and it was sitting comfortably at a #1 spot in the left field bass genre, and Beatport.
So thanks to everyone who supported that.
Yeah, big up for that. And this past week, Monday hit real good. We released our first track on Dirty Bird called Ooh La La. It's going to be out on, well, it is out on Dirty Bird's Bird Feed. If you have a subscription, be sure to cop it. If not, it should be out on SoundCloud soon, and the rest of the world later. We are extremely grateful, super pumped. We actually have a Dirty Bird artist with us today. He goes by Contribe. And we're going to get into that in a little bit, but for now, you go. You introduce it.
Track of the week.
Track of the week,
Track
baby.
of the week. We're just gonna jump into it. We don't.
Hit that slide.
What's up, Flamingo boys in the chat? Peter Dawson in the chat.
Hey guys.
How's it going? Thank you for tuning in. Everyone on Facebook and YouTube, thank you for tuning in. This week, track of the week, we wanted to showcase the latest release on Holy Moly Records, Codes' label. It's a track by Codes and Astronomar. It's a really fat EP. If you guys haven't checked it out, strongly recommend doing so.
Yeah, I really like what Holy Moly's putting out. This is Codes' label. I played this track at a stream like a couple weeks ago, and I remember maybe Arnie had heard it, but we were in the mix and he was mixing his track and he looks at me and it was at the drop and he was just like, his eyes just like turned huge.
That's what, I love when that happens. When Taylor plays a track that I'm like not familiar with, and it just blows my mind, like live, you know. So, let's get into this track. Reginald Wilt in the chat.
Hey, stick around, bro. Stick around.
If you guys haven't heard, Reginald, formerly known as NIQW, did a remix on this EP, so check it out. What is that from? I know. Does anyone know where this sample is from? Because this is really familiar. Yeah, this is a sample. Like, this is a famous sample of something.
Astronomar is a beast, Nico V. So is Codes. This track out now on Holy Moly. Play Nico V's now that we have him.
Since he's in the chat.
Since he's in the chat. Actually, he's coming on the show pretty soon, so stay tuned. You gotta play Nico V's remix. This shit is definitely one of the better ones of the EP.
Alright.
The Breaks one is super sick too, the evening.
Caleb, we're hosting on Twitch for this stream, but we're on all three, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Alright, let's peep the Reginald remix.
Oh, shit. We just gotta go to the second drop, dude. Where this. Dude. Alright, pause it. Alright, play Big Boss by Dr. P.
Boss?
Yeah, that synth sounds exactly the same. Nico Vey, you're amazing. We fucking love you. Or Reginald. So Nico Vey, formerly known as Nico Vey, is now Reginald, for those who don't know. Get with it. Yeah, there it is. Right there. Go to the drop. That synth sounds very similar. I love it. It's so gnarly. What up, Miley Garcia?
Good luck, guys.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right.
So should we bring him on?
Yes, we are going to bring on our special guest of the week. Has a couple tracks out on Dirty Bird's Bird Feed, straight from Minneapolis. It's our boy, Contribe. Welcome into the show.
AKA Daniel Torres. What up, bro?
What's up, boys?
What up?
How's it going?
Thanks for dedicating an hour of your time with us. We're really stoked
Thanks
you're
for
here.
having me.
We've been admiring your music. Part of the reason why we asked you to come on here is because we're big fans.
Thank you.
Big fangirls. And we're super stoked on your music.
Yeah, I James from Two Tails shouted you out to me a long time ago, and I don't know if that was when you were first starting off, but I don't know. But he sent me some of your stuff early on, and the track that did it for me though was your first Bird Feed release with the like reggaeton.
The
switch up.
The breakdown?
Yeah, dude.
Switch
Oh, yeah,
up.
yeah.
That blew my mind. Straight up.
It's cool
Yeah,
now.
I met James last year because he's from Minneapolis, and he was coming to play, for Claude. I think he was opening for Claude, and like we had a friend in common, and my friend sent him like tracks, and then he like played them right before Claude, and that was like the first time that I heard like anybody play my tracks anywhere or anything like that. And then we just like stayed connected and stuff, and now we like have like a track together. So yeah, like James was like the first person that like supported me, and he was the one that was like, "Yo, send these tracks to Dirty Bird," because otherwise I probably like wouldn't have.
No way.
That's so awesome, dude.
Wait, so that was when James played your tracks, that was the first time you heard your stuff through a club system?
Yeah, the first time.
Oh, wow. Damn, man.
There's nothing like it.
There's nothing like that experience.
Yeah, it was wild. I was like, damn, like I was like low key, like, oh, I hope like Claude is listening to this.
Right?
And was that the track with the crazy break?
He played that one, yeah.
So
He
what
played that one, and then I had another one that he played. That's the one that's like coming out on Psycho Disco like in a few weeks.
So what was the process behind making that first Dirty Bird track that came out?
Like the process. So basically, I've been like working on music for like a few years. Maybe like long, like 10 years, kind of like very like on and off. Like doing different things, different styles, different things. And last year, I think it was right around when I went to Dirty Bird Camp Out. I was like, dude, I'm gonna get my music like played in this festival, or like I'm gonna play here. I don't know, but I got back with the mentality like I'm just gonna like dedicate every time I have to music. So So that was literally like after camp out. So I literally got back and just focused, work, like, finishing a ton of music. It was like most of it was really bad, and then I wrote like a few tracks, like two or three that I was like, okay, this is like, I'm ready, and I came up with the Contribe name, and I like, launched the Instagram, launched everything, and that was like the first track that got like signed somewhere. Uh, and yeah, so that was pretty much what like got me started. Like when I finished those like two or three first tracks, and I was like, okay, it's like time to start putting this out so that
Wait,
people
so
can
your
listen to.
your first song signed was to Dirty Bird?
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Dude, you know how many tracks we've sent them?
That's fucking crazy, man.
It's awesome.
dude, it was literally, I remember it was like the first week of quarantine. I was sitting in my living room with like my girlfriend back then, and I got the email. I literally like couldn't believe it. I was like, like a few weeks ago, I was like barely able to like finish music, and now I'm like signing a track to like my dream label. I was like jumping around in my living room.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. We've
That's,
done that plenty of times.
That's proof that hard work pays off, bro. I've heard too a lot from a lot of artists who attend Dirty Bird Camp Out that it really like changes something inside them being in that environment, especially that festival. I've heard that a lot. I think Morelia said that too. Like he went to
Yeah.
Dirty Bird Camp Out, changed his life, he came home, refocused.
Well, because I remember it was like I think West End was playing. It was like an early show, and DJ Glenn was in the crowd, and me and my friend like recognized him, went up to him, and we were like talking about music for like 20 minutes with like DJ Glenn in the middle of the festival, and I was like, like these guys are like so cool. Like I really like look up to them, and like maybe someday, can be like just like him, like listening to like my buddies playing up here and stuff. So,
Totally. Yeah,
So
the
it's super
energy is
inspiring.
different with house for sure. Like the
oh yeah,
energy among people. That's why we were so attracted to it in the first place. Is just the good vibes. That's awesome, man.
So if you were to make any other genre of music, what would it be?
Reggaeton.
yeah. I'd probably like sell reggaeton beats to like big reggaeton artists, like
Hey.
J Balvin or
All right.
something like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Probably got a lot of money in that.
Oh yeah, dude. Internationally, reggaeton is just so universal. Yeah, I remember. I don't know. I guess we're just slipping into Dirty Bird vibes right now because of our appreciation. But I mean, it was a club for me that did it. Justin Martin was playing, and similar to you, you go to a Dirty Bird event and it kind of shifts your attention on that music on that level, and it definitely
Yeah.
changed the game. So I got a question. What has been your biggest challenge this past year?
Uh, Personally, so you guys know, but I'm like on a work visa. So I came to the U.S. like 8 years ago as a student. Now I'm on a work visa, and this year Trump passed this law where like just like made it really impossible for people to get like new visas and new work visas. So I've had like a few friends that they were here with me, and they've had to like go back to Colombia or go back to their countries because they couldn't get a new visa.
That's scary, man.
So I was like so scared because literally I didn't know if like tomorrow I'm gonna get a notice like your visa is like revoked, you have to leave the country. So that I've just been super like nervous for months, and I mean thankfully now I'm married, so going through the process of getting the green card. So it's a lot better now, but when like those news came out, it was kind of scary because at the same time it was with the all the COVID stuff, and there are people getting fired everywhere, and if I lost like my job, then I definitely would have had to like leave the U.S. the day after, something like that.
Totally.
But it's better now, so hopefully it's gonna look better in the future.
Yeah, I mean that's gotta be. I
Yeah,
can't
that's
even
scary.
imagine for sure. I mean we have our complaints, but like compared to that, you know. So we commend you for
Sticking through that, man.
yeah.
Even through all that scariness, you know, you've been able to push through with music though. So
Yeah.
it's kind of the one like
Yeah.
savior, you know, I think for all of us who are struggling through this time, like at least for us producers, it's that's the thing that's holding everything together for us, you know? Like mentally at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and luckily, you know, since everybody's like at home, being able to meet a bunch of people like you guys and, you know, a bunch of other producers that who knows, probably might have never like met or like, hung out. You know, the circumstances were different. Everybody's playing shows. Everybody's busy. Nobody's really like in this mindset of just, you know, being online and meeting people. So I guess that was like the positive side of everything that's happening.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of music too is getting heard when back when everyone was touring on labels, people just didn't have the time to sift through the demo pile and like really listen to tracks. So I feel like that's where like COVID has been kind of a blessing in disguise, because I know Dirty Bird, like Claude plays a show every day basically, you know, and like sending demos, like you wouldn't hear back for like months is what we heard, or just not at all. And like now he's getting everything, he's at home listening to everything. So
Yeah, that's 100%.
what's Two Tails is in the chat. What's up, Two Tails?
Lance
Lance Fairchild, what's up,
What's
man?
up, boys?
and Reginald says, "P.S. Loving this guy's music as well. You should
Man,
send
that's
demos to My Techno Weighs a Ton."
Yeah, that's definitely in my list. I've just like haven't been finishing a lot of music lately, you know.
Yeah,
But
it ebbs and
definitely
flows.
in my list.
Yeah. So what's next for you? Where do you have your sights on?
So I have in September I have my track coming out on Psycho Disco on a really sick compilation with like Treasure Fingers, Ernesto, I think Ocean Roulette,
Awesome,
Um,
dude.
a bunch of it's a really stacked compilation. So I'm really excited about that, and it's a track I wrote a while ago, and I think it was the first time that I finished a track that I was like really happy and couldn't like wait to share it. So that's really it's gonna be really big for me. And then I have my first like solo EP coming out on Night Records.
Oh,
Oh
dope.
fuck yeah.
Yep. So my buddies from here from Minneapolis, I don't know if you know them now, Shepherd.
Yeah, Niall Shepherd.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So Cam, he's the A&R for Night Records. So I worked with him on that. So I'm really excited about that. You know, first time actually getting some tracks like on Spotify.
You got Niall Shepherd in the chat right now, actually.
Oh, nice.
What up,
What's up,
homies?
dudes?
Oh, dude, that's so cool.
So I guess
All the homies in the chat.
all the
That's
homies
right.
are in the chat
That's
right now.
right, dude.
So, like, what does your creative process look like when you sit down, open Ableton up? I think I remember you saying you use Ableton.
Yeah.
What is, like, your process behind making a track?
I don't know. I feel like I'm not a very like creative person in the way that, you know, like I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna write this track that is gonna do this little melody and like, you know, these drums. I like sit down and I'll listen to like some tracks. You know, I'll put in some of the tracks I like sometimes I'll put like one of your tracks, or you know, like Black V-neck, or like some of the guys killing it, and I basically just start, you know, stealing some ideas from each person and just combining a little bit of everything, honestly, and then I think that's how I go about my creativity.
Totally.
And I never really sit down and I'm like, I'm gonna make this new like serum patch that's gonna sound like this.
Yeah.
That's definitely not at all how it works. Like I'll, you know, stumble upon a sample, stretch it to like 900 BPM. It sounds cool, then like make it fit in somehow.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
mostly what I do. Yeah.
Know your tools, folks.
I was gonna say, I like to call it borrowing.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Stealing.
You know what?
Like
That's
borrowing
it. Really
ideas.
is a helpful process to those who are just starting out. If you're watching, reference tracks, it's like
Yeah.
essential. Essentially, you can even drag it into the project file, and you get a sense of structure. You get a sense of tonality, and you definitely pull inspiration.
Yeah, I think for me, like on the topic of reference tracks, like that helps me, like when I go into Ableton to make a track, like I'll take like exactly what you said. I still do this. Is like take a song that I like, throw it in. I'll take the arrangement. That way I have like this
He borrows the arrangement.
borrows the arrangements, and then that way I have like a visual representation of like what that track's gonna look like, where the builds are gonna be, and then kind of like plug away from there. We got someone in the chat asking, the Flamingo Boys were asking, how does Contribe get his drums to sound so clean?
Straight up, like that last demo you sent last week was like so tight.
I guess it's like sample selection and a bunch of saturation, and yeah, I mean it's probably just sample selection,
Yeah,
and then
that's
after that, yeah, if they're good samples, I try to put even if a little bit of saturation on everything, and also clipping, because a bunch of samples, they have those like really long transients that just mess up with like compressors and all that. So I put a G clip. It's like a free clipper.
Cool.
Just put it on like snares and everything, and just get rid of all the unnecessary like really like high transients and stuff, and really like blue compressed stuff. That's what I do. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. I think it's just choosing the right samples and the right processing, I guess.
So that plugin's called G Clip.
Yeah, it's G clip. It's just like a free clipper.
Oh, that's cool.
I need to try
It's just
that.
super simple. Like you just bring down the threshold, and then it just clips everything above that. So it's just like a cleanup tool. Like it doesn't really change the sound at all. It just cleans up the peak.
That's cool. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, me too.
I noticed, dude. Like choosing samples is probably the longest process. One of the longer processes, and that's like 90% of the battle. It's all about sound selection.
Worse is when you make a whole track with a crappy kick,
Oh yeah.
and then you have to figure out.
Oh yeah. I do that fucking way too often.
Oh, man.
One of the things I use for tight drums, as of late, and I didn't even know this existed until like a month ago, was enveloper.
What is the enveloper?
It's so dope, dude. It fucks with the transient, so it can make it really tight, or you can make the attack on
Is it
any
a
sample.
What plugin is
It's
it?
a Logic stock sample.
Oh, so I'm
or
fucked.
plugin. Well, I'm sure there's one in Ableton, but you just throw it on and you can shape the sample. It's like, and it's so easy to use. And since I've been using that, I don't have to I don't know, I can shape a sample and it doesn't have to be perfect. So
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's probably like doing something similar to the whatever I'm using, I guess, in some way.
yeah, it sounds similar. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's like infinite universes. So like there has to be, in some place, there has to be some.
Totally.
So
Dude.
let me ask you this. Sorry, I'll get going on this topic.
Chill.
What do you think about alien abduction theories? Like people who claim that they've been abducted and
Do you think it's a bad dream, or do you think these people are actually getting abducted?
I don't know. I've actually never heard anybody tell a story about that.
Dude.
Thankfully.
Okay, so when you get a free
Have you-
moment, go on the Reddit thread abductions. It's the craziest shit I've ever read. It's a whole community of people, like real people that are dead serious, who talk about, they claim that they've been abducted by aliens and they like emotionally support each other and stuff on this Reddit thread. I'm serious. It's crazy, dude. I was like, this kid at my job like told me, like we were like talking about aliens. He's like, you need to go read that. I was terrified, dude, about it because it. Oh man.
I'll have to check that out. But I mean, I'm
Don't
not
do it.
surprised. There's probably like every weird thing you can think of. There's a subreddit for that.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy stuff, man. Like I still get scared at night, because I like every night I go to bed like thinking like, is this the night that I get taken?
For real?
Oh yeah, every
I'm bad,
every single night, man.
You get spooked easily, dude.
Like one time I went for a drive just to like listen to some music, and like I had to turn the light on in my car because I thought aliens were gonna abduct me.
So, Daniel, what's your biggest fear? Now that we're on the subject of Arnie's biggest fear.
Damn. I don't know, but I mean, probably whatever fear I have is just, like nothing in comparison to getting abducted by aliens. I don't know.
Scary shit, man.
So it could be emotional, or it could be a physical thing, like a shark. It could be lightning. Fear of failing. Fear of,
That's a big fear.
fear of
mine.
not being good enough. Fear
mean-
of getting deported.
Yeah, that one's probably big.
Yeah.
That's it. For sure.
Especially this year. That one's been really big. Or I guess since like 2017 or 16, that one's been. I mean, that's probably what I think about the most. You know, I have to like when I'm driving down the road, if I see a cop, I'm like, oh, I can't get pulled over because like who knows how like what could end up happening.
Mm-hmm. Or you can get killed. Who knows?
Yeah, I guess.
It's just,
But here's like the thing about talking about fears, and like this is something like I've been taught over the years, and definitely recommend to everyone watching too. Is just like having an open conversation about what I'm scared about really takes the power away from it. You know what I mean? So like I can be in fear and not share it with anyone and be like just scared and, you know, taken away from like the being in the moment. But then when I have conversations with people I trust about, I mean, the getting abducted by aliens thing is a little extreme, but like, you know, like, hey,
That
like
makes
I'm
sense.
really scared. I'm gonna like my biggest stuff is I'm always scared of losing what I have or not getting what I want. And so when I talk about that with other people, it like really helps me like center and
Yeah.
not focus on that as much. You know what I mean? Instead of keeping it inside. I guess that's one of the reasons we asked that question. Is,
Yeah. True.
yeah,
True.
it's a
I mean,
huge
I guess another like maybe like it's to put it that way. I guess like maybe it's I hadn't seen it as a fear, but it's more of like a thought on my mind, you know, because like we make this like music and it's like never knowing, you know, like should I be doing this, like should I go all in and make music, or like should I continue with like my like day job career, you know, that like kind of like feeling of like am I doing the right thing, like am I
Yeah.
missing out on something? I guess that's like another fear.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest fear I have, man, is giving this all I got, and to my parents' dismay, I'm a creative. So it's like I don't know, man. It's definitely a lot of insecurities attached to should I progress in a different career. Luckily, I still have the day job working in healthcare, and I actually really love it, but I don't know, it's not what I want to do forever. But I'm putting
Yeah.
all my energy, all my focus into music, so it's like I hope it works out. Hope it works out. But
Yeah.
I guess we're having fun, right? We're all having fun. That's the whole point.
Yeah, I mean that's how I'm seeing it for now. You know,
Yeah.
I'm probably not gonna be able to live off it for I don't know, for at least some time. So I don't really see myself quitting my like, day job
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that for a long time.
Mm-hmm. I remember when we first started, our biggest concern was getting money for our record sales, and then Brian from Golf Clap gave us the greatest tip. He says, expect to get no money from record sales. Because we were like desperately scrambling, like trying to get like $50. And like we came to realize that there's like zero money in record sales.
Well, it's crazy because now the way the scope of the music industry has changed is just there's no money in making records now. It's all touring, merchandise, and like it's crazy because when I was in college, I took a music business class, and like this was like a big topic in it, and they would like look back at like let's say the 80s for example, and there's all these like 80s like hair metal bands are the perfect example of like bands making a fuck ton of money, bands that weren't even that good, you know, that would make a fuck ton of money on their music because labels were shelling out fat advances, you know, royalty, there's all the royalties and all that, and like now that's at least for our breed of music, like we don't necessarily have those opportunities. It's kind of crazy. So like everyone, you know, for us as DJs and producers, we have to, especially electronic, we have to tour a lot. We got to sell merch a lot to make some money, and it's kind of gnarly.
It's super gnarly.
It's super gnarly, but you know, it's possible. The COVID thing's definitely put, you know, it's forcing everyone to adapt. That's why I think like streaming has become so big, is because the monetization possibilities for these channels are so high. So
Yeah.
there is
I mean,
opportunity.
and I think from at least from COVID, you know, all these artists and people realize that like musicians, they're not really making any money from streams. So I do hope that like at the end of this, maybe, you know, the Spotify, Apple, I think even SoundCloud now in some sort, you know, they'll start putting a better deals for the artists.
Totally. They
Because
need to step
people,
up.
because I think people are starting to like do that, you know, a little bit of pressure, and I think eventually some artists are gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna stop putting my stuff on Spotify. And then,
Yeah, they're
you know,
gonna die out.
eventually, yeah. But the thing is, like, it has to be, you know, the big people that do it. Otherwise, they're not really gonna care. So once, you know, like Drake and somebody like that starts pulling their songs off of it, then they might reconsider. And I think that's eventually gonna happen sooner or later.
Damn, that's crazy. The big artists pulling their music.
Straight up.
That's crazy.
So what element of house music inspires you the most? So of all the genres, why house music? Why tech house? Whatever you want to call it.
Bing Bong House.
Bleep bloops. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess that I got kind of introduced to house. I went to I guess I watched Oliver Heldens live once. Like, I don't know, what was that? 5-6 years ago, something like that. Like I used to listen to maybe like more like big room house and stuff like that, like Swedish House Mafia and stuff like that back in like,
Afrojack and shit.
yeah, like in high school, but you know, just as like for parties or something like that. Then I went to see Oliver Heldens here at a festival in Tampa, and I don't know, since then I just like got like super hooked onto Future House. You know, spent like an entire year like only listening to like Chami back then when he was like Future House, and Oliver Heldens, you know, Sam Feld, all those kind of like, and then, you know, eventually finding like some of the heavier bass house people like Joyride.
Yeah, Joyride is
Joyride,
some of-
dude.
Yeah, and then like all these like subgenres are like connected by something, like, you know, Future House to bass house, and then bass house connected to like UK house, and then UK house to, I don't know, some like tech house, and you know, and it's I guess that's what I like about it, that you really can be, even though it's like very strict, you know, like 4 on the floor, kick, snare, hi-hat, like how much you can do within that, and it's still being like similar, you know. I think that's probably what I like the most. And like you can go see, I don't know, like I can see a show by you guys, and you can play some like really melodic stuff, and then some really heavy stuff, and then some like more techno-y stuff. That's probably like, and it's all, you're always dancing, I guess. I can't remember if it was like in your guys' Twitch or somebody that they're like, yeah, what I like about house is that the entire set you're dancing, even the breakdowns you're still like grooving.
Totally. That's what Rifa said, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
week.
That's what Rifa said, yeah. So I think I was like, yeah, true, that's totally right. Like, just waiting for drops and jumping, and then like like getting too old for that.
Right? I always ask Arnie, I'm like, of all the genres, why? But it's because of what you just described, you know? It's that groove.
I think that's just what hit too, for us at least.
Yeah, it
That's what-
resonated in
that's
our
just what-
production, and
Or we got a track signed, them as a house track, and then it was like,
Yeah.
I
It's,
guess
it's
this
also
is
ti-
it.
it's also timeless. Like you'll see some
That's true.
releases this year on, I don't know, in like a European label, and like that's those some of those songs they could have come out 20 years ago,
yeah,
um, or they could have come out even longer ago, or and they'll
Yeah.
continue just making like similar tracks with similar drums, similar. The other
it's all
other
recycled.
style other styles, they totally every year, every few years, there's a complete switch, and then nobody makes the same style. But
Mhm.
house, there's like the basics that they're always there.
I think it's universal in the fact that it'll always be a constant, like hip hop.
Mhm.
It's like, it's not like any disco kind of like died out, but like house will always be around, I believe.
disco's making a little weird resurgence.
A little, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Disco, it's like disco house or whatever. I know like Franklin and Steady Rock are making a lot of that disco stuff now.
Yeah, that's right. Who gets down with shit like that? You guys like disco house? Anybody?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I don't listen to it that much, but
Yeah.
maybe I should like start paying attention to it.
So let me ask you this: who are your top 5 house music producers in the game right now?
Right now,
Biggest influences.
yeah. Let me open Spotify real quick.
Yeah.
But
Open it.
I'm bad with like memory.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Court T for sure.
Yep.
I've been listening to his Dirty Bird set that is like all like or songs by him, and it's so sick. I don't know if you guys have heard that set, the one for the Minecraft festival.
Yeah, I listened to that on the way home from work the other day. Shit's pretty.
He's a little
It's
genius, dude.
It's just so like unique, and there's like really nobody else making stuff like him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like super, super inspiring.
Yeah, he's an alien.
Yeah, that thing, and I guess Jay Wara,
Mm-hmm.
she's been like destroying it this year.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
she always crushes.
Yeah, I mean, I saw her in December opening for Walker and Royce in Brooklyn, and I knew she was really good, but I hadn't really paid attention to her. And like now that this year with all the stuff that she's been putting out, I'm like, I wish I was like more paying attention to that set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so her, I mean, Black V-neck has always been like a really big inspiration for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mixed downs are
And-
super tight.
Yeah, and I mean their like style of like like simple bass lines and
Yeah.
just like groovy stuff, like that's definitely one of the most like reference people that I have for sure.
Totally. The simplicity
Yeah.
of their tracks are so effective. We
Yeah,
love 'em.
it kind of makes me mad, that they just do like these really simple things. Like if you think about it, it's really simple. They just do it so well, and the mix downs and
And you know a Black V-neck track when you hear it
Yeah.
immediately.
yeah.
They have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have.
and it's so hard to recreate. Like it's in theory it's simple, like the elements.
Yeah.
You know what they're using. You know what's there. It's super simple. Yeah, but it's just really hard to like get right. So yeah, them, and then I've been getting into Lubelski a lot lately.
Oh yeah.
He's an alien.
Yeah.
He's
amazing.
he has this song. It's like I think "Work It Out." He put out this year. It's like 130 BPM or something like that, and it's just I listen to that all the time.
Totally. It's cool because I can listen to Lubelski like for easy listening almost. Like it's kind of nice. It's soothing.
He has this mix on his SoundCloud that's like 100% original or something, and that shit is one of the craziest mixes I've ever heard. It's just all original music.
It's all unreleased
It's
shit.
fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, he's a machine.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, so I think that was 4. And then I don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of people like I don't know, like Vanessa I mean,
Mhm.
you guys, I'm looking forward to like your EP on Box of Cats. When is that coming out?
Oh, thanks, dude.
Next
Is it Thursday or
Thursday?
Friday? I think it's Thursday.
Next Thursday, I
Or
think.
this Thursday.
This Thursday coming up.
Nice. Is
Yeah.
it 2 tracks?
It's 3 tracks. I think this is,
Oh,
I don't know, personally for me, this is like my proudest work that we've done. I don't know. What do you think? Like it?
Yeah, it's a dope EP. I've heard it so many times. I'm like kind of like
Yeah, I shot out on it.
it's crazy. Like by the time the EP actually comes out, sometimes I'm kind of like, all right, okay, cool.
Yeah, what's next?
Like
We've been listening to
It's
this
like-
obsessively for the past year.
or
Yeah.
we've been playing this in sets for 6 months every
Yeah.
weekend. You know, or like okay.
That's what happened with Groove, dude.
Yeah.
I want to blow my head off if I heard it one more time.
Oh my god. We tried to make a VIP of the track just so we didn't have to hear the original one all the time.
That might come out. I don't know.
Who are your top 5, bro?
Mine?
Yeah.
Bro, you put me on the spot, dude. Dude, oh my god, I have to open up my Spotify. What are yours, Farney?
Mine? Okay. We're all gonna get down on a little top 5 action.
Alright, real quick. Okay, Chris Lorenzo,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Chris Lake, God, dude, I hate how you asked me this. I don't want to think about this right now.
I mean, I excluded Chris Lake just because I think that's like a given.
Yeah.
That's just yeah.
Dude, he's
But
amazing.
yeah, definitely.
Walker
I mean, I
and
would've put
Royce.
it- I just yeah. Okay, yeah, Walker and Royce.
Walker and Royce. Really like Disclosure. I look.
Oh yeah, have you guys watched their production streams? Any
Yeah,
of them?
dude. And I'm in heaven because I primarily use Logic, so it's like
Oh yeah, that's right.
it's so nice.
But it's also like so like it just looks so easy when they do all this stuff.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy.
really like Franklin Watts. And the list goes on.
All right, my top 5. Number 1, Walker and Royce, just because they're the dopest I think of all time. In house.
Tiga.
2,
Done.
Sage Armstrong. Always
Sagey.
been a big fan. 3, Iglesias. Have you heard Iglesias? He makes like crazy, just tech
Groover
house,
Yeah.
fucking groover shit. 4, I think Morelia.
Dead Mouse.
Always
Morelia, yeah.
been a big fan of him. And 5, not thinking of 5. It's like fuck. Who's the 5th, bro? I don't even know.
Your 5th is
I would
Bruno
probably add
Oh,
Kyle Watson to mine.
Kyle
Yeah.
Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steady Rock, Franklin Watts, the whole like
German
the whole
Brigante,
like
Ardalan, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Nico
Everybody,
Van.
every single person who's released a track.
Yeah.
I think OG Dumb Fat Days, Sage, Steady, Franklin,
Mhm.
Yeah, that
like
was
the
next level.
OG Dumb Fat.
Oh my god.
Because like because
Sven-
Franklin
Sven,
and
too.
yeah, Franklin and Steady are doing kind of different stuff now, and it's dope. But like the OG, like Booty House.
Yeah, dude, like that
Steady
song,
and Franklin.
SFBF. That
Yep.
song is so good.
Yeah.
I love
Nice.
that track.
I still play that track
Yeah, that track
to
is
this
so
day,
good.
and like every stream, I'll play Shorty Fine Booty Fat.
Shouty
That
Bam,
song is
Bodie
so
Bat.
good.
All right, so this is the mandatory question we ask everyone. Who's your celebrity crush?
Is your wife
Okay.
there? Hopefully she's.
Yeah, she is.
Oh shit. Whisper. Just send a link.
No.
And the link.
We're such weirdos.
Well, I don't know. I'd say.
Are
this
you
is a
browsing
Colombian-
actresses right now?
No, I'm just like saying this Colombian singer. Let me
Yes.
put it in the chat because I might not know her.
Oh, nice. Cool. Griacy?
How do you pronounce it?
Gracie.
Gracie?
All right, I'm
Weird.
looking this up right now. Hold on.
Alright. Let's get her.
Let's take a peek real quick.
Get her, Arnie. Get her. She is pretty.
Oh, wow. That is a beautiful human being.
Did you guys say who yours were last week?
No, we
Or last
didn't.
No, don't put us on this one. I'll just
now we have
Jennifer
to.
Lawrence.
Now
I
we
don't
have to. Now we have to.
No. All right. And think about your top producer, Chip. You don't have to answer now, but think about that.
Okay, I'll think about it.
My celebrity crush.
Who's in Blood Diamond? The one with the dark hair. Is Jennifer
Connolly?
Connolly? Yeah. All right, I'm done.
Damn, dude, I don't know.
She's the 49-year-old.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, you just got called out so hard.
Dude, in her golden years, she's so amazing.
Who's that? That chick in Knives Out. You know what I'm talking about? She was like the hologram in Blade Runner 2049.
I
You know
don't
which
know.
chick I'm talking about?
IMDb or
I have no idea.
Oh, hold up.
when you start a track, what do you start with?
Kick and bass.
Kick and bass.
Yeah. Spend like an hour just kick and bass, and if I can't get into sound right, I just get rid of that and start a new track.
All right.
Ana de Armas.
What? I've never even heard of her. Ana de Armas.
She's a very talented actress.
Mm.
Beautiful human being.
How about the Blade Runner score? Have you heard that?
What?
The Blade Runner score. Have you seen Blade Runner?
I have
latest?
not. No.
Oh
Never
my
seen that.
god, dude!
Dude, you need to watch that movie. It's fucking
Listen to the
crazy.
soundtrack. It's like next level.
I'll check
It's
it
so
out.
good. Who is the composer?
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer.
Oh,
He's the best.
okay, yeah, makes sense.
He's the best. Are you gonna play a track?
I'm gonna just play a little bit. Here.
I'll watch it.
When is it happening?
Oh, that's which is the one that we
We always listen to.
yeah, there's one that hold
I
on.
don't know.
It's like really long. I don't know.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's
You-
like
you
all
gotta
really
listen
synth
to it.
heavy.
Okay,
I make a
yeah, I'll-
remix.
No.
A Hans Zimmer remix.
All right, give us your pro tip for all the aspiring producers watching, if there are any.
Pro tip. Yeah, I mean, what I was saying earlier, like referencing other stuff is probably the most, at least for me, what took me to the next level. You know, when I stopped thinking, how do I like write this track and make it 100% original and come up with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just there's all these tracks that are good. What is it that makes them good? Look at it like I use span a lot. Just look at how the track looks like in the spectrum. Try to get my track to look the same. Try to have similar elements. When do they introduce elements? When do they have vocals? When do they not? It just removes all the guesswork and all that, and just lets you focus on the really creative stuff. And then
Totally.
you don't have a track that like doesn't work because the intro's too short or something like that, or some dumb reason.
Yeah, it's helpful to follow formulas that work, and
Mhm.
you know it works because you've heard it, and people lose their minds, or you see it in a club, hear it in a club. Yeah, referencing, and it's interesting when I reference, it always comes out. Okay, 99% of the time it comes out different, and completely original, arguably
Yeah.
original. But I don't know, just having that inspiration, you cultivate your own sounds around it, and what you can manage to create you create something completely different.
Yeah, for sure. Because everybody, you know, is very different. Even if you're trying to do exactly the same that somebody else did, you know, you're probably gonna use different sounds, different things, and it's just gonna all those little things will like add up, and then you get a different end result that's yours.
Yeah, and it's a great, like you said, it's great to learn because these are the big dogs that have achieved, you know, their goals in music, and you hear how they do that skippy hat, you know,
Mm-hmm.
with the placement and the breaks. And before I didn't even know how to, like, before we signed our first track, I didn't even know how to make breaks. So I would have, or builds, I would have just the drop, an empty space, and then the drop again. And then I'd come to Arnie and I'd just be like, dude, this is what I got. I'm not even gonna make the break. But then I started referencing. It really helped with that.
I had the experience a couple of days ago where I referenced a track. Thought it was the best track I ever made. I mean, I still think it's the best track I ever made, but like the first draft of it, and I sent it to Taylor and I sent it to our manager, and they both were like, "Oh, it sounds like that one track." I was like, "Fuck."
And it was a track you were referencing?
Yeah, it was a Corti track, and so then like our manager was like, "Hey, dude, like you need to do something about that because like this is unsignable." Basically, is what John said.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he was like, "It sounds too much," and so like it's crazy
Oh
though.
my
Like
gosh.
when you realize and you just change one thing. I mean, what I ended up doing with that track was like making like 3 layers of this one sound and like changing it completely, and then it made the track like sound completely different. It was crazy, but Zach
Yeah, he had
Easter.
those-
Zach Easter in the chat says, "Contribe, I'm your biggest fan."
Oh, thank you, Kara. Thank you.
How was your set last night, Zachy, sir? He played a set last night. So, have you played any shows, Daniel?
I mean, I started this year, so not really. I'm opening for Gene Ferris next weekend at a brewery here in Minneapolis.
No way.
Oh, cool.
Is that a live stream event or is it open?
No, it's like an actual show. It's literally in a brewery. So it's like I play at like 3 p.m. You know, it's like a small event, like socially distanced in the patio of a brewery.
Congratulations. That's dope.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited. So
Good for you.
that'll be like really the first time that I really play like that. And other than that, it's just being like with like friends or you know small random thing.
Cool. Cool. You
Yeah, I
need-
mean, hopefully next year we get to play some cooler stuff, maybe in some other places.
I know,
It'll
right?
happen. It'll happen. Keep making bangers. It'll happen.
Yeah.
That's what we're hoping. We're hoping all these releases in quarantine translate after quarantine. Because,
Yeah.
you know, some people think they're just going to be gone with the wind and forgotten about. And then other people think that it's going to be the proper momentum to continue after quarantine. So we don't really know what to think, you know.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I think you just gotta keep up putting stuff out. Some people are like, "I'll just wait until quarantine's over because nobody's going to shows." But I mean, people are paying attention to you know who's putting out stuff and who's quiet, and I think that's the ones that have been putting out a lot of work. Like John Summit, like he worked like you know he throughout the entire quarantine he's just been putting out bangers, doing random stuff, and I think he's gonna come out after this. You know,
Oh,
huge
yeah.
and super big events and.
I think if you go quiet during quarantine, like if we stop making music, we'd be gone with the wind. Because
Yeah.
I feel like during this time too, dudes are gonna be like at home, all gnarly, producing and stuff, and
Yeah.
and then
So many-
people are just gonna start coming out of the woodwork like gnarly.
Yeah.
During
I mean,
this
yeah,
next
I
year.
know a few people that this year they took up DJing or they took up producing. You know, they have like they're stuck at home, or they don't have a job, and you know, there's like this thing that they've all wanted to do, and you know, probably next year there's probably gonna be a bunch of people putting out really fresh stuff because they've been working on super hard this year, so you gotta keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Luna, come here. I want to put my dog on the stream real quick.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Let me get her.
Yeah, get her. So did anybody send demos?
Not this week.
Not this week. Cool. We got a free pass. Send demos for next time. Oh my gosh. What kind of dog is she?
All right, this is Luna. She's a mini golden doodle.
Dude, she is the cutest thing in the world. I
She's
have a
8
golden
months.
doodle, but this one's way cuter.
She's an 8-month puppy.
Oh my god.
Adorable dog.
Wait, so you just got her?
We got her in quarantine, yeah. So I guess that was like another good thing in quarantine.
Oh, she's
We always
so
wanted a
cute.
dog, but we never, we never would have had the time to stay home and like take care of a puppy and all that. But we're like, right now we're gonna be home. Who knows? Probably for the rest of the year. So if we're ever gonna get a dog, this is the time.
Oh, she's adorable.
We got her when she was like 3 or 4 months. So it's already been a while now.
Look at her, just chilling out.
Giving her some treats.
Oh, you got the trees.
Zach Acer says, I'm going to send demos right now. Don't test me, bitches.
We got time to listen to Zach Easter's demo. Let's see. If you don't send, better send it within the next minute because we got 3 minutes. Zach Easter. So what do you want people to know about you? This is our last couple minutes. What do you want people to know about you? Because like us, you're relatively new. If you were to give our viewers one thing to take away, what should they know about Contribe?
Wait 1 second, my dog. I don't know what she's eating.
It's like having a child, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's like a tough question.
It
I
is
feel like
a
that's
tough
a good like work interview question.
I know, right? What are you gonna bring to the
Um,
company?
I don't know. I mean, you don't know about me.
Think of it as your mission statement.
I mean, I honestly just wanna be able to show, like all my influences, like all the stuff from back home, all the stuff that I've done in the U.S. and put it all out through music, so people can listen to it, party with it, listen to it in the car,
That's
and
right.
hopefully, make their day better just listening to some weird lasers.
Yes, dude. Well put. I like that.
All right, we got...
So we're going to close the show out with this. Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit the follow button on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Arnold and Lane.
Make sure to follow our boy Contribe as well.
Yes, Contribe. He's the next echelon, and he's going to be doing big things. So thank you so much for joining us.
All right,
Thank you for having me. This was really fun, actually.
Yes,
Just
sir.
deep
Yes, sir.
conversations.
So let's check out this Shooting Stars by Zach Easter.
Sounds like Blade Runner, dude. Hey, I like the live drums.
Zach Easter saying Contribe EP on Chub Rub, question mark?
He said he's down. They better have a female vocalist on this. You need one.
Very vibey.
Falling down to the place where I once knew. Falling down to places Yes. You need a female vocalist. This is beautiful.
We love you, Zach.
Made him stop.
That was beautiful.
That was Shooting Stars by Zach Easter.
Female vocalist ASAP, or else Arnie's gonna have to do it, and then people will blow their head off.
All right,
Yeah, I like
guys.
it. I feel like that song, like you could like easily sell it to like a movie or something like that.
Totally.
Oh yeah, for
Setting
sure.
a vibe.
Thanks for sharing that, Zach Easter.
But all right, guys, that was it. Thank you for. Oh wait, Zach says the final drop is his favorite part. We'll play that real quick.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. This was Showtime with AFL, baby. Featuring special guest content. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Follow on Twitch, Twitter,
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in.
All right.
Contribe, thanks for coming on the show.
We
and
love you, bro.
We will see
Thank
you guys
you.
next week.
Yeah, talk to you guys later. That was fun. Thank you, boys. Yeah. You too. Yeah, talk to you guys later.